Good evening, everybody. It's just after 7 on a Monday night, and it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the internet on ws.hcr923fm.com/listen and on TuneIn. You can contact the show, radio@widnesworld.co.uk and via Facebook and Twitter.com/ttgw radio. You can contact us by telephone 01928 835 291 and by text 07716 672 874. Start your messages with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're ready. It's time to go wild. A very warm welcome to everyone out there. Yes, I'm Colin. It's the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. I hope you've all been having a good start to your week. And well, we had an eventful weekend. It's been an eventful week in the world of hockey. By heck, last night got quite eventful as well. You know what? I think I better do a roundup of the results, and there's a lot, because we haven't just got Elite League, we haven't just got EIHA, we've also got some Olympics going on. Ooh, here we go. Okay, let's have a roundup of the results across the Elite Ice Hockey League, the EIHA Women's Premier League, the NIHL Division 1 North Morley and Division 2 North Laidler leagues, as well as, yes, it's Winter Olympics time, so we're going to be covering some of the Winter Olympics hockey results. Here we go. Starting in the Elite Ice Hockey League Challenge Cup for Wednesday the 7th of February. Belfast Giants 7, Nottingham Panthers 6, Cardiff Devils 7, Sheffield Steelers 1. Into the Elite Ice Hockey League for Friday the 9th of February. Belfast Giants 6, Fife Flyers 4. Saturday the 10th of February. Braehead Clan 3, Dundee Stars 1, Nottingham Panthers 0, Sheffield Steelers 4, Manchester Storm 3, Guildford Flames 0. Milton Keynes Lightning 1, Cardiff Devils 4, Fife Flyers 2, Coventry Blaze 3. On Sunday in the Elite League, Belfast Giants 3, Manchester Storm 6, Dundee Stars 3, Braehead Clan 4, Coventry Blaze 4, Milton Keynes Lightning 3, Guildford Flames 4, Sheffield Steelers 2, Cardiff Devils 7, Nottingham Panthers 3, Edinburgh Capitals 0, Fife Flyers 3. Moving to the EIHA Women's Premier League for Saturday the 10th of February. Nottingham Vipers 0, Milton Keynes Falcons 10, Bracknell Firebees 6, Widnes Wild Women 1. For Sunday the 11th of February, Swindon Top Cats 5, Widnes Wild Women 1. Into the NIHL Division 1 North Morley for Saturday the 10th of February. Solihull Barons 7, Whitley Warriors 3, Billingham Stars 3, Telford Tigers D1 12, Blackburn Hawks D1 2, Hull Pirates 6, Sheffield Steel Dogs 8, Nottingham Lions 1. Plan for Sunday in Division 1 North Morley. Whitley Warriors 3, Solway Sharks 1, Dragons D1 4, Hull Pirates 23, Blackburn Hawks D1 4, Telford Tigers D1 3 after penalty shots, Solihull Barons 2, Sheffield Steel Dogs 3, Nottingham Lions 0, Billingham Stars 6. Into NIHL Division 2 North Laidler for Saturday the 10th of February. Sheffield Senators v the Coventry Blaze NIHL. The game sheet finishes at 57 minutes at 22 minutes due to a mass accumulation of penalty minutes when the score was Sheffield Senators 4, Coventry Blaze NIHL 1. That will be discussed a little later on in the show. Sutton Sting 6, Bradford Bulldogs 2, Hull Jets 16, Dragons D2 0. Telford Tigers D2 6, Widnes Wild 3. And Sunday the 11th of February, Altrincham Aces 6, Bradford Bulldogs 2, Sutton Sting 5, Hull Jets 4. And Widnes Wild 20, Dragons D2 1. We're not finished because, yes, the Olympics are well underway and the women's preliminaries are well underway, and they started on Saturday the 10th of February with Group B. Japan 1, Sweden 2, Switzerland 8, Korea 0. On Sunday it was Group A, featuring Finland 1, United States of America 3, Canada 5, Olympic athletes of Russia 0. And today, Monday the 12th of February, in Group B, Switzerland, get the teeth in. Switzerland 3, Japan 1, and Sweden 8, Korea 0. That's the roundup of the results across a lot of leagues for the last week, including today. And after the game on Sunday, I managed to have a quick word with Josh Humphreys from the Dragons D2 team. This is what he had to say.
Time to go wild radio, catching up with Josh Humphreys after a testing game for the Dragons 2 against the Wild. Your thoughts, Josh?
They outplayed us on a different level completely. We had the chances, just didn't take them, and whenever they had the opportunity they finished it. And they're a good side to play against no matter what team they put out there. They always seem to get the results, and it was a hard fought game for us, but we gave it our best and not a lot else we could do really.
There must be plenty of positives you can take from that kind of a game anyway, because it's one of those types where it's going to give you plenty of opportunities, but it wasn't going to go quite the way you were hoping, really.
Yeah, I think the key thing is that we didn't give up from start to finish. We gave it our all, and fair enough to the lads. We came short bench, they worked hard, and there wasn't a lot else they could do. They gave everything, they left it all out on the ice, and I couldn't ask for any more of them.
I mean, first period, unfortunately, was very one-sided, but I must admit there were points in that game where it was very, very lively, very feisty, and actually played at a really good pace.
I think there's always been a rivalry between Wild and the Dragons since they first started playing against the first team, and we've been trying our best to keep that alive and keep the work rate up, give the fans what they come to see, which is a good game, good physical game of hockey, and I think we provided that tonight.
Well, hopefully you're going to have a decent run out to the end of the season.
Let's hope so. We've still got Blackburn to come and a few other games which we could take points from if we carry on the way we're going. So just see how the rest of the season goes.
Well, best luck for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So Josh's thoughts on the end of the game from last night, and it was a very, very interesting, different style of game. I mean, it's one of those ones which the Wild did take a fairly feisty lead in the first period, and then got quite physical towards the end, and, well, we'll be talking about it a little later on. Now, you may notice I'm on my Todd at the moment. Doug will be along later, all being well. So, seeing that I've been saying quite a bit so far, I'm going to take a little break, catch my breath, have a little bit of music, and I think I'm going to start with a little bit of Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Train, because there's some stuff that's been happening in the world of hockey recently that definitely makes it feel like we have been on one of those crazy trains. So, I've caught my breath. Time for a bit of news. So, what's been going on in the world of hockey over the last week? Well, there's been an awful lot. I'm still on me Todd, but Doug will be here no doubt shortly. Well, a couple of big things have been happening through the Twitter sphere over the last week. We had a very interesting little poll running, and it got picked up by the Hanson brothers, and I'm really, really glad that they did. So, thanks to @Hanson_brothers for picking up on the tweet about the little question that Doug asked me the other week about favourite films in hockey, and I put 4 down that I liked, and I have to give an honourable mention to Youngblood, because it was an omission that should have actually gone in maybe instead of Mystery Alaska. But the question that was asked, of the 4, but you could also add in what were your favourite films, and the films available were Slapshot, Miracle, Mystery Alaska, and Mighty Ducks. Youngblood was definitely an honourable mention, but based on the results of that poll, we had a 69% win for Slapshot. Ah, well, If I put Slapshot 2, it might not have scored as high, but there we go. Slapshot first, then the Mighty Ducks with 19%, Miracle with 11, and Mystery Alaska came in with 1. So we have a new poll running this week, and it is our club chaplain, Linda Aitken, I have to thank for this. She put a tweet out from her own account with a picture of, I think it's Beast from the live action version of Beauty and the Beast, and she said, who is it? And we were in the rink discussing it, and I went, well, what about running it as a poll? And just to make things a bit easier, we're running it through the Time to Go Wild radio show Twitter account, which is twitter.com/ttgw radio, which is also the same thing for our Facebook page, facebook.com/ttgw radio. But on the Twitter page, you can vote for who out of the 4 suggestions. You can also put an honourable mention if you wish. This picture of Beast looks like, and the 4 suggestions are Mike Marr, Tom T.J. Jackson, King Kenny Armstrong, and Sean Dippy Dipnell. So, who do you think it looks like? Check out twitter.com/ttgw radio and have your vote on there. So we want to get as many people involved as possible. It's running pretty well so far. I'm not going to give away the result. We'll let you know on next week's show who Linda has chosen. And I do actually agree, when you see the photo of who she and why she's picked the winner, or who we think is the most close to the picture of Beast, then let us know. But we'll let you know, and then you can also give us a shout through Twitter and also through Facebook if you want to put comments to it. Now, another thing, of course, that's going on at the moment in the world of hockey at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, and the IHA's very own Joy Johnston is out there at the moment, and she's putting together a blog, joyinpyeongchang.blogspot.co.uk. Check it out, it's really interesting. She's got some fantastic photographs and articles, and she'll be building that up as the days go on. If you can't find it via me saying, so I'll read it out again. It's joyinpyeongchang.blogspot.co.uk, and that's our very own Joy Johnston from the IHA. She's out there as an official, and she's sort of putting up her little thoughts and findings and bits of news, and it's really, really interesting. If you can't find it through that, if you go to eiha.co.uk and click on Team Stripey's Week 16, then you can get it. He's just arrived. Here's Doug. He'll be settling in just a sec. So, yeah, if you check out that on the IHA website, that is the her blog for the Winter Olympics, and I would recommend checking that out. So, a couple of other bits and bobs that are going on. There was a very interesting video being circulated. Our very own Matt Lloyd's picked it up, and the Hanson brothers have picked it up. You can check it out through a lot of your social media, Twitter, Facebook. It's on the Twitter feed for Time to Go Wild Radio as well, and it's a little incident between Toledo and Kansas City, where at one point in the game the teams managed to amass 125 penalty minutes. Yes, 125 penalty minutes, and it has a goalie fight, and goalie fights are wonderful to watch, so I would highly recommend it. It's also on the Facebook page, facebook.com/ttgw radio. Check it out there, and yeah, have a good laugh. Don't forget, you can contact the show 01928 835 291 on the phone, and you can check us out by text 07716 672 874. Give us a shout, drop us a line, let us know your thoughts on the weekend. So, before we go any further, I'm going to take another little break for a bit more music. And yeah, what not? We'll have a little bit of Iggy Pop, I think, if I can hit the right button. Here we go. And, well, it's one you often hear at the match. Real wild one. Real wild child.
And now on Time to Go Wild Radio, it is time to sit back and relax and enjoy Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
Good evening. Saturday's game was always going to be a tough game between two of the teams who are in the running to win the league. We started the game perfectly, taking a 3-0 lead. Then we let ourselves down through indiscipline, which played into Telford's hands, scoring 4 power play goals and then an empty netter. Sunday, however, was a different matter. The game against Deeside was a good game for us to get back to scoring goals and working on our mistakes from the previous night. And before we sign off from Mike Moore, we'd like to award him a Gordie Howe hat-trick.
Oh yes.
Not only did he get one of his first hat-tricks for the team, well, first one that I know of for the Widnes Wild, he also got an assist and he had a fight as well.
And got thrown out with it.
Yes, thrown out with it. He probably got 4.
Join us again next week for more wise words on Mike Miles' Monday Mantra.
So, yes, a Gordie Howe hat-trick for Mike, and this week, courtesy of our wonderful game sheet, we can actually say that there were only 2 players who didn't get a point last night.
Yeah, and they're not really unexpected, are they? Really, the 2 players didn't score.
Yeah, well, it has been known for them to actually score these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're the lunatics that put the mask on and stand between the pipes and have pucks fired at them. But no, it was only the 2 goalies that didn't actually get any points for the Wild last night. Everybody got at least 1 point.
Well, you could count that Barry Spragues did get a point because he got a shutout for his time on the ice.
So, yeah.
And he's building his shutouts up to actually get a game.
I felt sorry for poor Matty Crawl in the first period. I'm just looking at the shots on goal, and apparently, I'm trying to see if it's come up as 0 in the first period. And poor Charlie Perry faced 33.
Yes.
Ow. Charlie, I hope you're not having hallucinations with pucks. I mean, I know. Steve was having hallucinations with pucks after the Halton Huskies, but the shots on goal: 19 on Matt Croyle, 3 on Barry, 79 on Charlie. So I really hope he is not suffering post-traumatic stress disorders of some description after that, because that is a lot of shots.
So 79, and we scored 20, so that's 1 in every 4.
But
he did save 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, just I said I was going to recap over the game, and I'm not going to bring. It's just to raise the awareness. The game between the Sheffield Senators and the Coventry Blaze NIHL on Saturday, we don't know any more than the game sheet is stopped at 57-22 when a rather large number of penalty minutes were amassed by both teams, where the Senators were awarded 20 minutes in minors and a 10-minute misconduct across several players, and the Blaze amassed 18 minutes and a 10 minutes for a total of 28 minutes at that point in the game. And we actually thought that was going to happen with the Wild last night at one point at 58 minutes and 10, where Jeff Wigglesworth and I think it's Dan Meadows came together. Yes. I think it was Dan Meadows. Had a little coming together, and the next thing, Big Biff Mike Mauer decides, yes, I'm going to join in as well. I like a bit of fun. And he got himself thrown out for third man in. Silly boy. But he got him his Gordie Howe hat-trick.
That wasn't the end of the excitement, though, was it? Because in the final seconds, King Kenny Armstrong had a penalty shot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Kenny. Oh, it was so nicely taken. But it rang the bell. But didn't go in.
No.
And we actually thought it had dropped, and it dropped on the wrong side of the line. And I did like the moonwalk from Charlie afterwards.
Well, Charlie was good because Charlie just didn't move. It was like, I'm not moving at all. I'm not coming out. I'm being drawn. You've got to get past me.
So, anyway.
But anyone who goes to see a D-side Dragons game and Charlie Perry's in goal, he is entertaining.
He is.
He dances to the music and stops shots when he can, and always walks off with a big smile on his face.
I mean, there were times last night where it was a serious paced game. I mean, the Dragons were saving their legs. I mean, he said it was a short bench, but it was a reasonable number on. It was a 15-man bench they brought, so reasonable size. But they used their legs wisely, I think.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see them give some net time to the young lady netminder.
Oh, Tegan, yeah.
Yes, because she's turned up. And we gave Barry 10 minutes, so... I'll have to check the game sheets to see if... I know Tegan does get a fair bit of ice time anyway, so... where are we? Just waiting for the scores to update on the Webby site, and... Because they had games... They had a game the previous night against the Hull Jets, so... Tegan got a good amount of the ice time anyway the previous night. She'd already played half the game against Hull. I know Tegan does get a lot of ice time. So, but yeah, that was an unfortunate 16-0 hammering from the Hull Jets. So, but I must admit, they put up a good show and didn't disappoint in the way with the entirety of the game. First period was one-sided in one way, which was such a shame. But the second and third, I thought, were actually a lot more entertaining. Yes, second one was a lot more intense. The third one, their legs were gone, and some of Mikey's goals were just inspirational. He was playing.
Pav was trying an interesting wraparound. It didn't quite come off.
Yes, that would have been really spectacular if it had come off.
Yes, that one would have been. But hey, this is hockey. This is what hockey's all about. Now, we have plenty to talk about, and I think I better hit the What's On guide because there's an awful lot of hockey about to come up, isn't there?
There certainly is.
So, here we go. So, the What's On guide, don't forget, check out the website for the usual bits and bobs. We've only got 3 own and loan shirts, those of Nick Manning's warm-up. And I've got them all written down somewhere. There we are, Barry Sprake's away and Carl Haslam's warm-up. So they're all that's left. So there's still time to get them before the end of the season. Check out widneswild.co.uk, and the bus for Coventry on Saturday is leaving the rink at 2:30. Check out the Wild social media sites to get details of that.
And here we go with this long rundown. Saturday, Wild are away to the Coventry Blaze, face off at 6:45. Sunday, the Kings of Diamonds play host to the Widnes Wild women, and that starts at 12:30. Sunday, the Widnes Wild play the Coventry Blaze, so it's a back-to-back doubleheader, and that faces off at 17:30. The same night, the Halton Huskies play the Whitley Bay Sharks at 20:30. And the following Sunday, the Widnes Wild women are actually at home to the Kingston Diamonds, which faces off at 5:30. Sunday, the 25th, the Blackburn Hawks D2 play host to the Widnes Wild, face off at 5:45. And then finally, on Sunday the 25th, the Halton Huskies play the Sheffield Ice Tigers, face off at 20:30.
And those of you interested, there is an awful lot of hockey going on in Pyeongchang.
There is.
Just a few, and it's probably not worth going through the entire list because basically every day there is a game or 2 or 3 or 4 on. The women's preliminaries are currently running at the moment. Tomorrow we've got Canada, Finland and USA against Olympic athletes of Russia, and we have to say it that way.
We do, yes.
And then Wednesday the men's start, don't they?
They do. It's hockey, and there is a vicious rumour that in a few years' time, Jamaica are going to field an ice hockey team.
Well, they put a bobsleigh team in. Why not a hockey team?
The interesting fact I picked up the other day, I think there are 8 African nations represented at the Winter Olympics
Fantastic.
this year, which shows that people are taking interest.
Very much so, very, very much so. So, yes, we've got I just can't get over them. I've got to hold my hand up and say I'm actually guilty. I've not actually had a chance to watch any of the hockey yet because it's just things, but there are some seriously tasty fixtures coming up on this list. I mean, the men's, as I say, starts on Wednesday. Slovakia against Olympic athletes of Russia, USA against Slovenia in Group B. But yeah, it's and if memory serves, a lot of the NHL players I don't think are taking part this year.
No, they're not.
They've blackballed it effectively, which is a bit of a shame, but gives a lot of other players a chance to show their talents.
There's an interesting match on Saturday the 17th with the Olympic athletes of Russia playing the USA.
And the men's preliminaries, yeah.
And then we have Slovenia v Slovakia. That's going to be a difficult one if you're a commentator.
It's going to be that's a grudge match, that one. I've tried in my head commentating on hockey matches while I'm filming them, and it's not easy.
No.
And I don't know how they keep up. It's not an easy thing to do. Filming is one thing. Commentating is a whole different thing to make a good commentary. It really, really is.
And getting the guys' names right as well.
Well, it's bad enough in the British game.
But there's actually, what I like about the NHL is they do actually have a phonetically how to say someone's name next to their name. And there was one guy, I think he was playing for the Blackhawks, and the commentator said, "How would you like your name pronounced?" He said, "Any way you like. I'm just happy to be here."
Well, I've seen a couple of interesting ones, and there was a player. I think it was a whole player. I'm trying to remember, who was it? I'm thinking back in the BNL days. Jarko Savioki. I'm not going to say what his nickname was, but
that sounds a bit like a dish.
It sounds like some kind of sausage-related dish.
Doesn't it? Yes.
Yes. And the other one was. It's not. I can't actually say it how it's written, but his name is Fuguchi, and he was playing for the Tilburg Trappers.
All right.
But when you actually see it written in normal font,
yes,
it's not written that way.
No.
So yeah,
we can't say how it's written on radio because we have to bear in mind the people listening.
Yeah. The first four letters are it's Fuji, but the first 4 letters are a very naughty word. And our poor announcer at the time was trying to say, "Well, how on earth do I say it? I can't say that." And they said, "No, it's actually Fuguchi." He's like, "Oh, thank goodness for that." Thinking, how in any kind of stadium you could say that, and it was such a relief. But yeah, I've had some. But so particularly when you've got Japan playing, and we've got the big talking point actually in the more so in the women's game is the fact that the Korea team is Korea.
Yes, so joining
the men's, it's the Republic of Korea, but in the women's game, it is Korea.
And the Korean ladies do have a wonderful cheerleading squad.
Oh yeah.
Are all choreographed. If you want to watch it on Twitter, look at it on Twitter. There's some video of them, and they're all singing their own little song.
Yeah,
and it's really it's all good fun.
Oh, I mean, that's the whole thing. Hockey's supposed to be fun. Hockey's supposed to be enjoyable, but there are rules, and I think we better do our little quiz because there's an interesting little bit coming up in the quiz this week about points that I think are very, very intriguing. So, recapping week 15 of You Make the Call from #TeamStripies on eiha.co.uk. And we have question 1. A player from Team A is on a breakaway in Team B's defensive zone. So they're attacking, and a player from Team B throws his stick towards the puck. What is the call? And our survey says...
It's a penalty shot.
Yes, I thought it would have been. So yes, that's for throwing the stick. Question 2. A player from Team A throws their stick at the puck whilst the puck is in the neutral zone. What is the call?
That is a minor penalty or bench minor penalty.
Probably some kind of delay in the game penalty of some description. And the final one from last week is Team A are in possession of the puck behind the goal. Behind Team B's goal, a player from Team B throws their stick at the puck. What is the call? And our survey says...
It's another penalty shot.
Yeah, it doesn't... I had a funny feeling it'd be a penalty shot because it's in...
It's any misdemeanour in the zone.
So there you go. That's how you get penalty shots. And there was, like I said, that penalty shot from Kenny. Very well taken.
Yes.
But so near but so far. Now, this
I think it would have raised the roof if he'd gone that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Kenny is listening tonight. I've just had a big thumbs up from King Kenny.
Hello, King Kenny. And I know Linda's listening. I've just seen our chaplain Linda Aitkins giving us a... she gave Charlie Perry a chocolate heart.
That was nice of her.
That was she says, so I gave Charlie Perry a chocolate heart after the match last night. I thought he needed it, bless. Well, you know what? I think he did. He'd faced 77 shots, I think he said?
76, 77?
79 shots.
79,
that's even more. Right, anyway, in the meantime, week 16, and if you go onto the week 16 page, the link to Joy Johnson's blog is on there, and you can go and check out her blog from the Olympics. That's Joy in Pyeongchang.blogspot.co.uk. But week 16, here we go. And I've actually got a copy somewhere of some of the in-house rules, so I should know the answers. But anyway, under the EIHA in-house rules, what are the coaching requirements on game day for EIHA sanctioned games?
Level 2 coach?
I think you have to have a minimum of a level 2 now.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think you have to have a level 2 and a level 1 on the bench.
On the bench.
You have to have 2 coaches on the bench.
Because I know recently we have one of our ladies players has been drafted in to sit on as a level 2 when the other team haven't got one.
Yes. So that's one of the rules, but there's a lot more. I think there's a minimum sort of staffing they have to have as well. So that'll be an interesting one to see the final bits. Question 2. Under the EIHA in-house rules, what leagues are player coaches permitted in? What leagues?
All right.
Any ideas what then, or say which level they would probably start at with allowing a player coach?
Rec?
Yes, I think rec. You can.
Rec, and then you've got...
I'm just trying to call up the hover over. Here we go. Leagues. So I've just called up the hover over, and you've got NIHL, under-20s. We'll ignore conference. You've got women's, junior, rec, university, sledge, and special hockey. Well,
I'd say NIHL we can have a player coach. Under-20s probably not, because it's under-20s.
Yeah.
Women's, yes.
I think women's you can.
Junior leagues, no.
As in, with the women's, that's the senior leagues in the women's.
Yes.
So not sort of under-20s, under-10s, if there's any other...
Under-20s and juniors, not. Rec, yes. University...
I think you might be able to have a player coach.
I would have thought so, yeah.
And sledge,
the only university one I've ever watched was Manchester v Liverpool, and both the coaches were sitting on the bench. So that's the only university one I've seen. Sledge hockey, yes.
So,
what's special hockey?
I'll have to look that one up and discuss that in another week and get a bit more clarification on that. But there you go. There is also it's a different level. There's different clauses, I think, in special hockey. But
all right.
Well, we should clarify them, dear listener. We shall clarify them. Anyway, so that's player coaches. And finally, question 3 for this week. Under EIHA in-house rules, what happens if a level 2 bench coach is ejected from the game? Ooh.
We should know this one because we've been told this one recently.
Yeah. Now,
wasn't it that the game stops?
I've got a funny feeling it is. The game is abandoned.
And it depends how far into the game you are as to whether the result stands or not.
I've got a funny feeling that might be the case. But answers on a postcard, you can drop them into radio@widnesworld.co.uk. You can drop them into Twitter, and we can read some of your suggestions out on air, as long as they're clean, remember. 07716 672 874. So, or you can drop us messages through to Facebook and twitter.com/TTGW Radio. So, yes. Now, the league. I'm going to talk a little bit about the league, because the league for D2 is so darn tight. Again, it's opened up a little bit this week, but 38 points to 44 points in the top 5.
Yes, it's... how many games do we play? Is it 36?
Yeah, something like that.
So, Sutton have got 9 to play. Telford have got...
Okay. I've actually done a little spreadsheet with all of them. the current... I've done some predictions on sort of possible minimums and maximums, and if you're looking at the probable minimums for the teams, I'm not going to give them away, it's very tight between... Well, Sting have got things very much in their favour at the moment.
Yeah.
But Widnes, Tigers, Jets and the Aces are all very much neck and neck, basically. And to be honest, in terms of a possible maximum points at this point in the season now, based on the current results, Sutton Stinger can get the maximum points, if my numbers are correct, of 62.
Yes, and as Simon said last week, it's Sutton's to lose.
Yes, very much so. So yes, you people out there, please check my maths. But the possible maximums. Now, this of course doesn't account for games against the teams they've got to play themselves against each other. But assuming you win all of your games, the possible maximum that the Wild could get would be 56. For the Tigers, it's 54. For the Sting, it's 62. The Jets, 58. The Aces, 56. And the Senators, 55. So that's the current possible maxima that each team could get, remembering that all of those teams have got to play each other at some point. So yes.
I mean, looking at your sheet, look at this.
The only team that Wild don't have to play out of them is the Sting. We've played the Sting.
Yes. So it's going to be an interesting one.
It's going to be a very, very interesting run out for the season. Beginning of March, I would say, keep your eye on the table from the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of March.
I mean, the interesting one is the Senators have got to play the Sting 3 times.
Yes.
That can be very interesting.
That's going to make things very, very interesting. And the Jets and Aces have got to see each other effectively back to back, 4th and 10th of March.
Yes.
So keep your eyes on that one, because those two teams are neck and neck. So yes, it's an interesting makeup. Who's going to make the top 4? Anyone.
I would say it's definitely Sting. The Jets. I would say Aces and Wild as a stab. I think the Tigers have got too tough a run in, really. They've got Senators, Aces, Wild, Sting, Hawks and Senators.
Well, we shall see what happens. It's going to make for an interesting run out to the end of the season. It definitely will, because Anything is so close to call, and it's going to be tense. It's going to be exceptionally tense. But the big thing everybody out there has got to keep in mind is how many home games we have got with your very own RTL Widnes Wild to the end of the season, of the league season, that is. And if I am not mistaken, it is
3.
We have Coventry, Hull and Sheffield left to play, and we need as many of you down at the Widnes Ice Rink as possible.
Well, I've got some guests coming on Sunday who've never been to a hockey match, and he plays another sport, shall we say, at quite a high level, and he's bringing his family along to see what goes on, because he's been watching the results with interest.
It's I mean, you look at it and you think, oh yeah, there's loads and loads of games left, but there's only 3 home games left. It's like, So yes, we've got a big gap between home games. 18th of February, 11th of March and 25th of March.
In fact, our last game is a home game.
Yes, against the Senators, but the weekend for the calendar really is probably that of the 11th, Sunday the 11th, and then the 17th and 18th of March.
Yes. That's when we play Hull, Altrincham and Hull, in that order.
The double away weekend is going to be tough. That's going to be the toughie. So, if you want to make sure you can get some hockey that weekend, I would advise picking one of those 2 games. That's the 17th or the 18th of March. Get yourself there, make some noise for the boys, because they are going to need it. Because the games are going to call it that tight, and they're the weekends where teams are effectively playing double points games.
Yes.
It's just too tight to call, and
I think most teams will bring out all the stops for the big games.
Oh, yes.
And Altrincham and Widnes have now become the derby match.
Oh, it is the yes.
I was talking to someone last night who we met after the game, who supported the Bracknell Bees.
Oh, shrapnel.
Yes, he'd come down for, I don't know what is in the area, but he said he'd been to most rinks in the country, and he was unfortunate he'd not noticed that there was a hockey match on last night. So he said next time he's up he'll come in and have a look. So we passed on the details of how to get in and where to look on for the fixtures.
Yes.
And we said if he's up here on the 25th, which is the last match of the official season before the playoffs, that'll be quite a good game to come and watch. And
like I say, there's been no details through yet to officially say what's happening with playoffs, and as when we find out, we will let you all know. But I'm just going to give another quick shout out to the poll that's running on Twitter. You can also put your honourable mentions in, so check out twitter.com/TTTW Radio. It's a picture courtesy of our very own chaplain, Linda Aitken.
Oh, is this the Beast?
And yes, the Beast. Who is the Beast? You can put your honourable mentions in, but the poll is running with either the choices of Mike Marr, Tom Jackson, Ken Armstrong, or Sean Dipnell.
I'm very sorry, it's got to be TJ.
You think it's TJ?
Oh, it's TJ. I looked at it. I did a quick look. I didn't do an in-depth. Quick look. It's TJ. Long locks and everything. It just epitomises it.
But I'm not trying to influence it. I thought maybe Mike Marr, but we shall find out. Linda has made her decision, but you also can make your decision, and we shall post the results and give you the results next week. But you have plenty of time to keep an eye out online for that. And we will be looking forward to as many of you being at the next home game as possible, which of course is against the Coventry Blaze. And that every game counts now. Every game counts.
It'll be interesting after we find out what happened on Saturday, how many players they bring.
You mean how many players they've got available?
Yes, that was how many they bring.
Well, I can call quickly in these last few minutes of the show. We've got a couple of minutes before we play out with our song. The penalties are all minors apart from 2 10-minute misconducts, so it all comes down to whether there's anything after or penalty points accumulated, because no one got any 5-minute majors at all, so they're all 2-minute minors, so it depends what happens regarding any points accumulations.
But how can someone rack up 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 in a number 33? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 in 8 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
In one fight.
It in some ways, it's so the rest don't have to give a 5 game. If it was, I think if it was an elite league game, they'd be given a 5-minute major for fighting and go told to sit down.
Yes.
But because of the IHA rules, playing by the AAHF rule, my suspicion, it's only my suspicion, is once you hand out the 5, it's a 5-minute major in a game misconduct, and then things start to accumulate and penalty points are awarded to players and they start getting extra suspensions. If anyone is able to put us to rights on that, please do. You know where to contact us.
I've got an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
What penalties actually get thrown out of the game?
Straight away?
Yes.
Spearing, butt ending, headbutting, abusive gestures are ones that immediately come to mind.
There are a few. I'm going to put this question out for next week so people come back to us on what they would think would get people thrown out straight away. But there's some quite unusual ones, shall we say.
I think slew footing can get you thrown out. Slew footing is a nasty one.
Touching the ref?
Yes. That's a bit, well, yeah, but that's just classed as an abuse of official. But it's
still get thrown out.
But anyway, answers on a postcard for next week. Any suggestions, any questions, any queries, drop them through radio@widnesworld.co.uk, and you can also drop us text during the show 07716 672 874. Anyway, we're coming to the end of yet another show. We hope you've all been enjoying it out there. We will be bringing you more news, views and roundup of this coming week, with hopefully a little bit more of what's been going on in the Olympics as well. I hope you're keeping an eye on what's happening in the Olympics, because it's always good to watch. It's a great way for hockey to get an extra bit of an advert out there.
It is, isn't it?
So, I just had a message come up, but Kenny sent us a photo. What's Kenny sent us? It's just a minute, bear with it. It's taken. We're going to have the mouse running this little wheel, and the photo is about to appear. Oh no, I can't say who it is, but it says TJ looks like a particular character from Austin Powers, who was
sumo wrestling.
Who did sumo wrestling? That was played by Miles. Yeah. Okay.
And we do have one final thing from Linda Aitken, our team chaplain. She's looking for more lookalike pictures as we speak.
Yes. So keep your eyes out for that. In the meantime, I'll be back on Thursday with more musical mayhem, but with a bit of a lovely theme. And we'll be back next Monday, won't we?
Yes.
With more Time to Go Wild Radio. In the meantime, I think, Living After Midnight or No One Knows? But Judas Priest or Queen of the Stone Age to play out with?
No one knows.
No one knows. Okay.
That's what's going to happen at the end of the season, no one knows.
Actually, I think that's a very good ending for that. So on that note, till next week.
Good night.
Ta-ra.